Travis Wayne Goodsell. Holy crap. I was out on my run this morning and coming home on the final lap. So I'm heading east. I'm able to see up in the sky. You know, I've got peripheral vision thanks to basketball in my youth. And Mars and Saturn and Jupiter are all up in the sky. The full moon up in the sky. And shooting from Mars, a bit distance away from it, but it came from the direction of Mars, was a meteor, a falling star. Falling star, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? from Mars. Mars was shooting a fiery dart of the adversary. A falling star, which, if you've been paying attention this whole time to the getting up to 950, around there, videos according to YouTube, and so yeah, you've got a lot of stuff to catch up on if you're brand new to my channel. And so if you're gonna be hasty to judge one way or the other, you need to watch all my videos before you are going to be informed sufficiently to make a judgment and comment. Others who have been here on a regular basis, they know, they've got an idea, and so yeah, I allow their comments to proceed because they're helpful. But those who do not do their research, who just read, ponder, and pray, no, those comments are not insightful, and they do not get allowed. And so yes, your thumbs downs will not be shown either. So I thought I'd check on my Stellarium program if there was a meteor source, and there's not. There's 3 lined up between the moon and Jupiter. That's in the knee and upper thigh of Ophiuchus, and the one from Serpens. And then the one from Serpens automatically triggered, oh yeah, right, Revelation chapter 12, the sign of the falling stars from the tail of the dragon. Well, yeah, the June meteor showers are from the tail of the dragon. However, this meteor shower did not show itself until after Mars, which is quite a distance away. You'd expect to see them around the source of the showers. But, yeah, however, this is the real cool part, because it was a bit distance from Mars. Mars is right now in the pouring water of Aquarius. And so a distance away, it was at the tail of the water dragon. Again, fulfilling biblical prophecy on this day, which is the fulfillment of the sign in the heaven, of which I had previously told you and did the video of. And so here we go, added information on the day of the fulfillment of the sign. And so again, we have another tail of the dragon sign. When was the first one? I had thought it was January 2017. Because that's when I had found, as I was doing the research, I could get it, I'm not going to bother. I showed you before, my book of signs in the heavens, or signs of the second coming. I should have relabeled it second coming signs so that people could better understand it. because my notes that I published under the title of Chronology of the Second Coming Events is getting huge attention all these years. It's never really stopped getting attention because we're in the latter days, guys, and we all know it as Mormons. But the one that I realized was actually the fulfillment occurred on the night of the 2nd of January 2018 at 10:01 p.m. Have you Mormons forgotten already? There were falling stars that night, a third of the host of heaven falling from the stars from the heavens that night. The quadrantid meteor showers are the third largest star showers of the year. Do you know your history? Church history, LDS church history. What happened that evening at 10:01 p.m., Mormons? A falling star occurred. President Thomas S. Monson of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints died. And now we have another example of falling stars from the tails of the dragon. 2 tails this time. The June meteor showers, I can't remember the name of it, and the physical one that I saw at the tail of the dragon beast, water dragon beast, because it's with the water constellations, Aquarius, all that. So, yeah, awesome stuff. So, yeah, today's a big day. I filed yesterday the lawsuit. Let me check here to see if it should be put on, because they agreed to it, and the clerk should be confident enough to put it on, because the current judge dismisses a lot of my filings, and so the clerks are feeling more confident, secure, that they can post things without fear of the church being brought to its knees on, say, like a day today. There it is. Motion to strike with prejudice. 17. Motion to dismiss and memorandum in support filed by plaintiff. Referred to Daphne A. Oberg. So, yes, today I will be doing the second attempt. It'll be a different, I can't use the same argument. I have to use a different argument. This is what this strike was a different argument for justifying a strike. And so, yes, I will be doing another justified argument to disbar and discipline the defense counsel. Now, this is crucial in setting up for the final judgment, which I will also do through the same manner that I did the first one for you. And you'll see how it all works out, because everything that people have been doing to me during this time that the lawsuit has been in action, you are getting the church in trouble. I warned you guys over and over again, Mormons, you're getting the church in trouble when you attack me. I can use that as evidence in my case against the church. And I will show you how the lawyers are a part of that. And that's going to lead to the final judgment one, where I will give you a clue and a hint. The clerks are going to be busted in this final one. The judges are going to be busted in this final one. And the people who are screwing with me here in my residence are also going to get exposed and expose the church in all of this. Because remember, as I'm going to point out in today's disbarment, that this is a RICO conspiracy case. That's how I filed it. A RICO conspiracy case, which means anyone participating in aiding and abetting the church are going to take the church down with them. I told you, set a good example, not a bad one. And Mormons just can't resist being bad. And so they're going to be busted. I'm also going to be bringing up my wedding day at the Salt Lake Temple, because I get to include that to help explain what these people here in my residence have been doing. Because there was a specific event on March 13th that tried to interfere with the case. And I get to tie it all together because of Judge Oberg denying the previous motions of mine. Which forced me to do yesterday's motion. And if you've read that motion, you might be able to get a clue as to how it's going to be worded and the direction I'm going. Because they're going to be building on each other. And so yes, the church knew they were busted. And they purposely created the crap motion for the sole purpose to delay the inevitable. And I get to expose that, and I get to expose the pattern of attacks on me personally during this time frame. And Friday the 13th gets to fall into play in this. So yes, like I said, don't do bad. Do what is right. Let the consequences follow. Battle for freedom in spirit and truth. And with stout hearts, you know this, Mormons, and yet you purposely disobey your own doctrine. You don't believe Mormonism, do you? You claim that you're Mormons and you're members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and it's true, and you feel it, and you read, ponder, and pray for truth without doing any work. And yet you are hypocrites, because your actions reveal your true doctrinal beliefs. Your actions reveal the true God you worship. And when you take away others' agencies, when you force other people to conform and to comply, when you flatter, pacify, deceive, when you get angry to extort compliance, whose plan of happiness was that, Mormons? If you need a helping hand on that one, another hint, Moses. Selections from the book of Moses, chapter 4, verses 1 through 4. Verse 2, I think, is about Jesus, so just skip over that one. You don't believe in that one, do you? You've chosen Lucifer's plan of happiness. Remember, in the book of Abraham, we will send them to earth to see which plan of happiness they will choose. It doesn't say that exactly. Shall we go over it? Tragedy. Nowhere to run, going nowhere. Chapter 4. And then the Lord said, "Let us go down." And at the beginning, the gods organized. Oh, no, I went too far. It's in 3. Isn't it? Yeah, it's at the end of 3. Yeah, there it is. Because the way it's put on the paper versions is different than the computer digitized version. All right. Let's see. Now the Lord had shown unto me Abraham, verse 22 of chapter 3, the intelligences. He had just gotten through discussing what intelligences are, and now he's talking about organized intelligences, and that were organized before the world was. And among all these were many of the noble and great ones. And God saw that these souls, that they were good, and he stood in the midst of them and said, These I will make my rulers. For he stood among those that were spirits. And he saw that they were good. And he said unto me, Abraham, thou art one of them. Thou wast chosen before thou wast born. That's the Mormon theology of foreordination. Not predestination, foreordination for Mormons. And there stood one among them that was like unto God. Michael, that's what it is in Hebrew. Who, like God. Ma, El. Who, like God. Like God. Exact same definition here. And Joseph Smith knew Hebrew by this time. He knew that Michael meant who was like unto God. And so there was one among them who was Michael. And he said unto those who were with him, We will go down, for there is space there, and we will take of these materials, and we will make an earth whereon they may dwell. And we will prove them herewith, to see if they will do all things whatsoever the Lord God commanded them. And what did he command Mormons? Give you a hint. It's in Genesis. You're supposed to have sex. That 4-letter word. S-E-X. 4 letters. Evil. And they who keep... I've told you the story of Maudie. Sweet, innocent, pure Maudie. But dumber than a stick. Because she was born and raised Mormon. She literally thinks sex is a 4-letter word. She didn't understand, even when I was going over with her. S-E-X? 4 letters? Are you sure? She was like, yeah. She's going to have the luckiest husband in the universe, because I know what she wants to do with him. And she was very open about what she wanted to do with her husband. So whoever she married, that guy is the happiest guy in the universe. Or he better be. Let's see. And they who keep their first estate shall be added upon. And they who keep not their first estate shall have glory in the same kingdom with those who keep their... will not have glory in the same kingdom as those who keep it. And so, celestial, telestial, terrestrial. Terrestrial, telestial. And Mormons all know this. There isn't a single Mormon who doesn't know this unless they just barely got baptized and haven't been to church lately with coronavirus. But every Mormon knows the plan of salvation. Every Mormon knows Heavenly Father's plan is not Lucifer's plan. And thus, sneeze. Noive. And so let me go over again to Revelation chapter 12 to talk about the falling star that Isaiah 14:12 also refers to in our English and Pentateuch or Septuagint. The biblical Hebrew has a different word, and I've gone over how it's a different meaning from Paleo-Hebrew. It ties into Lilith, in case you missed it. Oh, no, I need 12. It doesn't automatically give it to me. Alright. 7 heads. Okay, verse 4. Does the Joseph Smith translation reverses the order, puts 5 properly after verse 2, and then goes into 3 and 4. And his tail, the red dragon's tail, with 7 heads. Because this is interesting, because it's Draco the Dragon, that tail, that fell during Thomas S. Monson. This, however, is the correct tail, because it's the June meteor showers at the tail of the serpent that's being referred to, having 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon its head. The coronavirus. The corona constellation, Corona Borealis, is the 7 crowns, stars, on the head of Serpens, the constellation of Serpens, which is being torn in half by Ophiuchus. So the tail, then, is where the June meteor showers is at right now. Right now. And from Mars, I saw in the sky this morning, running home, I saw a meteor shoot into the eastern sky, which was at the tail of the sea dragon. All the signs of stars falling from tails of dragons all over the place. It's just incredible. But literally, the June meteor shower, specifically at the tail of the dragon, the 7-headed dragon. Or the 10-headed dragon. Let's see. No, 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon its head. So yeah, I mean, this, you just can't make this stuff up. This is just incredible. How these guys knew. And this is the fulfillment directly. Though the warning one was Monson's death. And so, just, wow. So, falling stars today, guys. And, but interestingly, that they put who was to rule all nations is the birth of the child after this sign in June, which in time sequence is more accurate than the birth sign in 1 and 2, being the first part of verse 5 does belong back on September 23rd, 2017. But again, I've gone over all this in other videos. Wow. So yeah, I was expecting to jump right into this as I was getting ideas on my run for how to do these videos, and I was going to start right away. And then I saw the sign in the heavens, and I went, holy crap. And then I was expecting this to be shorter, but it didn't turn out that way, did it?